Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. What's going on, NY Yankee Mania family? How is everybody doing today? I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. Obviously, today's Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to all of our military troops out there, everybody who served for the United States Army, Marine Corps, the Navy, the Air Force, and then so many other departments. We thank you for your service, for your sacrifice and service to the United States. Thank you to everybody who served. Once again, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Wishing you a wonderful day. And, we appreciate your sacrifice and service to the United States. And we all hope you have a fantastic day. And yes, as RPG Man states there, happy Remembrance Day in Canada and Veterans Day in the US. And speaking of Veterans Day, we have a veteran here, Sean. Sean, what's up? Thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day. I was
Hey,
mentioning for everybody who served in the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, doesn't matter. We thank everybody for their service. And Sean, give us a little preview about tonight. Tonight's a big show.
yeah. So no, but first of all, thank you. But and you guys, you're worth it. This country's worth it. It was an honor and a privilege. Um, just to serve and just to be able to stand up with the previous generations that have done it throughout this country's history. Um, and men like Ken. But tonight, guys, at 7 p.m., come back. Be here in NY Mania. Um, we're gonna have some guests starting, some special guest stars, with Joe, and then Ken and I will be in there and weave it in, and we're gonna talk about a lot of things. We're gonna talk about um, not only the military service or veterans and what it was like, but the star. We're gonna talk about what people, the struggles they go through with cancer and other diseases that people battle on a daily basis. Um, and yeah, it's gonna be a whole star-studded event. Catalina, I believe she's one of them.
Yes.
MJ, um, and there's a few other newspaper, former athletes. There's a whole lot. You guys come along, um, be there, be with us, as we support not only the uh, veterans like myself and Ken, but um, especially guys on today. Remember that there are veterans who have paid a particular price and they live with catastrophic injuries every day, and they
Mhm.
have a hard their lives dramatically altered. But there are also a whole bunch of veterans who paid the ultimate sacrifice for this country, for us to still have our freedoms. So if you guys see any veteran, um, make sure you guys not only say thank you, not only show your gratitude, but make sure we pray for those on active duty right now across this country and across the world, um, because anything can happen in a moment. And yeah,
Well
and,
said.
but like I said, we're gonna have a great show. Um, and a lot of people are gonna say things from the heart, and we're gonna cover a lot of things. And I heard you got a special announcement.
Yes, a special announcement. Yes, we do. That came in from Joe a couple of hours ago. Thank you to Joe, by the way, who's preparing a special show tonight, 7 p.m. That will highlight our veterans. But the announcement for tonight is that any super chats or memberships that come into the show tonight will be donated to Tunnels to Towers and to the Red Cross Foundation. Tunnels to Towers and to the Red Cross Foundation. So, first of all, thank you guys for being a member. If you are one, we appreciate that. I know there are different tiers to those level
I
of
gotta
members.
read. I gotta reset. Hold on.
Okay, Sean, no problem. So yeah, while Sean's figuring that out, yes. So once again tonight, if you didn't hear, During tonight's show, any super chats that come in or memberships that come in will be donated to Tunnels to Towers as well as to the Red Cross Foundation. So if you guys are a member, I know there are different tiers to memberships. First of all, thank you for being a member. We appreciate it. Anybody who's donated memberships to other people, we thank you as well. And anybody who has donated super chats, we thank you guys. So those will all be donated to the Red Cross Foundation as well as to Tunnels to Towers. So we thank you guys for that tonight. And what's up, Nathan?
What's up, everyone? Well,
Morning.
good morning, everyone in the chat. What's up, Evan? What's up, whoever? Whenever Sean comes back, thank you guys
Yes.
for your service. Happy Veterans Day, everyone.
Happy Veterans Day, definitely.
Thank you guys for your service. And what's up, Charles? Everyone in the chat, welcome. Thank you guys for all the support. And obviously, speaking of Tunnel to Towers, we did some work with them on Sunday, live at the Jets game. We presented a veteran with a smart house. So shout out to them, and shout out to Joe for donating all this stuff to Tunnel to Towers and Red Cross. They're the two of the best foundations out there, and I'm glad that I'm working with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, and we did work with them on Sunday live at the Jets game. So it's really important, guys. Tune in tonight. It's gonna be a fun show. My team and I are working on more special guests for the show tonight. Stay tuned. And also, we'll be live at the event with Kayvon Thibodeau at Oceanport, New Jersey, Baseline Social. We'll try and get Kayvon on here for a little bit. Let's see what happens, but we'll work on that. What's up, T-Road? What's up, everyone? Yeah, like I said, guys, continue liking, subscribing to this channel, and then obviously follow us on all social media formats. And Sean, welcome. Happy Veterans Day, Sean, to you and Ken, and to all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service. It means a lot. And today, you guys deserve it. You guys, this is your day. And Sean, I hope you take advantage of the free food everywhere. So
yes,
take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But like I said, thank you again for your service, man. You guys put your lives in stakes every single day, and serving the country. And I'm looking forward for tonight's show. And I was just saying, my team and I are working on more special guests for tonight. So stay tuned. More people will be coming on. And then we'll try and get Kayvon Thibodeau on here for a little bit live from our event tonight. So let's see what happens there. But yeah, let's. This show is dedicated to all the veterans out there. And like I said, happy Veterans Day. And shout out to Joe for donating all of the stuff to Tunnel to Towers and Red Cross, and we did work with Tunnel to Towers this Sunday at the Jets game, giving a veteran a smart house. So, Tunnel to Towers is one of the biggest foundations out there, and Red Cross.
Right.
So,
of course.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate it, and like I was saying earlier, they're all worth it. I mean, fighting for this country is worth it. It's just to be able. I've always appreciated growing up in the military family. I learned to really appreciate the fact that we have the freedoms we do in this country. And that, because you're like, wait a minute, people paid a steep price. People paid the ultimate price for us to be able to get up every day and be able to live in a free country. And to do the things we do. It's just amazing. This country's blessed. But yeah, I know I appreciate it. And I also want to say this. Tunnel to the Towers is one of my favorite organizations. It's near to my heart. They do a lot of great things. And I want to give a shout out to those that are serving as first responders. There's a lot that they do for for our communities. Guys, don't be afraid to tell them things as well. When you see them out there. But the other thing is to us, sorry, my volume got cut out on my phone. I don't know why. So that's why I had to restart.
Yep.
But yeah, everything that's done, and there's a lot of veterans out there, and yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of the free food. But it's a blessing that restaurants do that. That set a certain date, and you know, just to give thanks. A little thanks is all goes a long ways. But the amazing thing too is that is so many people. Like these stars are taking time out of their day, their busy lives, and time to come along. And yeah, shout out to Joe. Because I know he's working hard. Even right now, he's coming up with like 1,001 different ideas for the night show, and it's gonna be spectacular.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. Come along, be a part of us at 7. And then I had actually fell asleep early after working 2 shifts
Mm.
yesterday, so I missed the game
Yeah,
last night.
that was a boring game. 10-7
It
game.
was. It was. Yes.
I didn't expect that from those two teams. I expected a higher scoring game, but
Uh,
the offense for the Packers was like out of they were out of it, and even the Eagles' offense was out of it. But it was like a defensive game, and both teams played great defense. So uh,
Yes.
that could be your playoff matchup there, playoff preview for the NFC Championship game, most likely.
yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
don't sleep on the Packers.
Yeah,
Um, and the Eagles, man. There's a lot of good teams in the NFC. They're gonna have a hard time
the Pack,
defending their title.
but the Jordan Love has to start playing better. He's been too inconsistent this year.
Yeah, and part of that is, I mean, you just lost a big safety net in Tucker Craft. Um, who's out for the season with an injury. So, but yeah, like you said, he's got to be more consistent. And he's got to utilize those receivers. But yeah, losing your star tight end.
Yeah.
um,
It's definitely tough. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to Ken the Ugly Truth
Yep. Shout
from
out to
Yankees
Ken.
Ugly Truth.
Thank you for his service
Thank
also.
you for his service as well. Yep, he's part of this channel as well. And like you guys were mentioning before, if you guys see firefighters, first responders, police officers, military veterans, make sure to say thank you today. I know it means a lot to them, so that's great. And any donations, obviously, if you guys want to donate to any charities, if you want to even give away clothes that don't fit anymore, I know I do that. Any clothes that I don't wear anymore, I usually donate those to charities, and everybody appreciates that. As well as donating to giving food to homeless shelters or like food banks. That's also very important as well. Now that we're getting closer to Thanksgiving too, so that's awesome.
yeah.
But everything is really connected together at this time. We should all come together, be happy that we're here, and salute our veterans. Of course, today's a great day for that. So, good
Oh
morning to
yeah,
everybody in the chat. Hope you're all having a wonderful day.
and
And
shout
yes,
out to Real
yes,
Bill.
Yeah, Real
Real
Bill.
Bill.
Yep.
Shout out to you.
How you feeling, by the way, Real Bill? Wishing you a speedy recovery. How you guys feel? How you feeling?
Yeah, Real Bill. We hope you're feeling a lot better. We'll definitely be thinking about you. Hopefully, you can either come into the chat tonight or maybe come up and talk to us a little bit. But whatever the case is, we hope you're feeling a lot better. And thank you to all of our veterans out there. Of course, Wendy. I know that you mentioned before you were in the military or you come from a military family. So thank you and your family for your service. We appreciate that. Charles, you also mentioned you were a volunteer firefighter. Charles, you're amazing, man. You come into every morning stream. You're here all the time. You definitely deserve a show dedicated to you, and we will definitely do that in the future. So,
Oh yeah,
thank you.
and yeah, Charles. Anytime you want to come on and help us out, you're more than welcome.
Oh, and
We love having you.
also special shout out to Yogi Berra for serving the country too.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
Don't forget about that. Lindsay's grandfather. So
yeah. Oh, and speaking, you mentioned that. Yeah, there were a lot of veterans. A lot of athletes who ended up took time away from their careers in the old days, and
Mhm.
the generation of Yogi. I mean, Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio, Red Ruffing.
Nate
The
Boyer,
list goes on. Yeah, yeah.
Mike
All those guys. And not just baseball, but football. All those guys took time out of their careers and their primes when they were dominating, and they risked their lives, served this country with honor. They came back and dominated their sports again for a time period. And I want to give a shout out to all those legends like that because that ain't easy. I mean, Red Ruffing, who was a Hall of Fame pitcher, right?
Yeah.
He was flying airplane combat missions in World War II, you know. And then, like you said, Yogi Berra, he was on a he was a gunner on one of the boats during D-Day. You know, it's just like there's a whole different in that generation that World War II, World War World War II, Korea. That generation of guys, they rose up and handled an unbelievable, hard, impossible task, but they did it. Um, and you know, I just want to give a shout out to that whole generation. There's not too many of them left, in this world. And yeah, I just my heart goes out to them. But yeah, just the fact that you hear the stories, of Yogi Berra, Ted Williams, Joe DeMa, and the list goes on, right?
Hmm. I
And
think
you're like,
Thurman
wait a
Munson
minute,
too.
yeah, Thurman Munson,
Yep.
Yeah.
all those guys, it took time, and some of them they were drafted, but instead of refusing to draft, or refusing, or getting deferred in the draft, they took the time. They went. Some of them actually volunteered. They took time off and they just enlisted anyways, or and yeah, it's just a real um, special thing. And I mean, it's just like okay, Pat Tillman recently.
Yeah, Pat Tillman. Yep.
He left a what was it, some odd $1 million contract on the table with the Arizona Cardinals, and then he joined the brother fighting in the Army Rangers,
Yeah.
fighting in Afghanistan, and unfortunately he lost his life in a terrible crossfire accident. That got covered up, but that's just you don't hear that every day. You got you get your millions of dollars. Um, and I'm not saying that. I mean, but man, can you imagine if Juan Soto left his money on the table,
Oh man.
Mm.
or just one of our stars today would just say, you know what, I'm gonna take time away from whatever sport, and I'm
Juan
gonna go
Soto,
serve my country.
Juan Soto will never do that.
I don't think a lot
Um,
of our stars today would do it, but there might be some. But yeah, there is just and if there's anybody that has done that or does that, they should be commended for it
Yeah.
because it's that's tempting, man. I wish I could make millions of dollars,
Mhm.
but
yeah. Yep.
but it's a blessing, and then no, and I do appreciate the sports, and I love that the shout out that they do, um, and there's things they do, but yeah, guys, and Tunnel to Towers, one of the things I love about them, and I love that the fact that we're donating to them is they actually go out and help Golden Star family. They help the veterans themselves,
Yep.
like the whole family.
That's
They
what we
also
do.
help firefighters, first
Yeah.
responders that are also injured in different things, or the families of fallen guys in the line of duty, their brothers and sisters. And it was started by two firefighters, right?
The foundation,
I think
yes.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's just you know, um,
And it's been growing ever since. And then like, obviously we did something with them on Sunday at the Jets game, and that was a great moment for the veterans family. His name is Adrian Simon. Um, a great moment, giving him a smart house. He didn't even know coming in; it was a surprise for him. And
yeah.
what a moment! Yep.
But no, I mean, well, and like you said, they didn't even know, and
Mhm.
that's the beauty of it. A lot of times, but you know how far that goes. Wait, I mean, can you imagine? This veteran been dealing with his injuries since he came back, right?
Yeah.
And then, but his loved ones have also had to they spend time trying to help their family member that's a veteran, but then they don't really know how to fully help because everybody's, you get what I'm saying? Like it's hard to explain it, but when you go through it as a family,
Hmm.
and then when you get help like this, like a mortgage free home, a smart home,
Yeah.
You know, a home that's adapted to the needs of the veteran and their family, that takes a remarkable weight off their shoulders. You
Hmm.
know, and then that's why you know it's the Wounded Heart. I mean, the Wounded Warrior program, the the Tunnel the Towers, and a lot of these other, even the American Red Cross. They do so much for some people. I actually know a friend who's a veteran and he works for the Red Cross. Um, but they do so much for people and we don't even realize that gets done. And
Hmm.
what I love is when money's donated to those places, they actually go to the people. They actually go to the places that need it. Um, and to me, that's a blessing.
Definitely,
Yep.
definitely. It's always a special thing when a military veteran gets honored and then they get a reward for their hard work for what they've done.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, you've seen the veterans that have come back in wheelchairs.
Hmm.
We see the veterans that some of them,
Mhm.
they end up losing their leg because they got. I mean, especially after Iraq and Afghanistan, you lose a leg, you lose an arm, but you got to go back and then you got to work. You only get so much money for your VA disability. The VA can only do so much, but you and your loved one, y'all got to work, but you got to work through the pain.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you got to work through the invisible scars that people don't know, and people don't always understand what you're going through in your mind
Yeah.
when those images from fighting in a war go back in your mind, and things happen in life, and people just label veterans as crazy, but they don't understand there's a whole lot of things that happen,
Hmm.
and you're never the same when you come back from war. I can say that personally. I didn't fully understand it beforehand because my grandfather, like I said, he was from Korea and Vietnam, right?
Hmm.
21 years. And I didn't understand when he shut down to those different times. I didn't fully understand. I knew, okay, hey, don't mess with him. It'll be, and we'll get back to doing fun stuff, right? Um, and then same thing with my dad and things. But, and my dad and mom, I didn't fully understand it till I went through it myself. And Ken can tell you the same thing. Um, a lot of our veterans and a lot of families, it's a whole struggle that's really hard to explain.
Hmm.
Um, and a lot of times veterans get neglected, unfortunately. In today's world, we get pushed off to the side. We hear people say, "Oh, you're just crazy veteran. He's just acting, or she's just whatever." But you don't understand the mental toil, the physical toil. Then you got the injuries, the chronic pains.
What
Um,
they've seen in different situations. Yeah.
right. And then yeah, you don't. And I could say the same thing with anyone that goes through a traumatic event. But war is different because you're living on adrenaline the whole time, and then when you come back, you gotta get back to even. But it's hard, you know.
Yeah.
It's like imagine athletes go through it for a game of 3 hours. But imagine spending a whole year plus, and you know, your mind's way up here, and then you gotta come back down to.
Yeah.
It's hard to adjust,
Yeah. And
and
yeah, speaking of, so I have a lot of friends who served in the military, and I have a lot of friends who are currently serving in the military still. And
Um,
I've, when I was, when I hang out with them or visit them, they tell me a lot of stories what they've been through, and it's crazy. They told me a lot of crazy stories and what kind of battles they've been through and where they've been stationed um and what they have to go through to keep their mentality state in line and obviously stay locked in. It's like playing in a game, but you guys are playing more than a game. It's just like a different great different atmosphere for you guys. And they tell me that when they were like a couple of my friends were stationed in Afghanistan and other countries, and they go to me saying sometimes it's hard. I think sometimes they couldn't sleep at night. They had to get
Mhm.
to the to the sleep. I mean to the where they were staying, and sometimes they couldn't sleep for 2 to 3 days, and they had to like and then but luckily they had their team, their platoon and their group and
Mhm.
that they can rely on every day. And yeah, but those stories they told me, my friends told me, it's crazy, it's unbelievable. Um, and you can't take you can't take life for granted, and you gotta have to you have to live that. You have to focus on one day at a time. That's why they told me that they with the job you guys did or have, they had to focus on one day at a time. They told me, and for them is a really they took them a pretty long time to get adjusted, but once they got adjusted, they worked as a team, and they were proud. They were like you, Sean. They loved. They said it's worth every penny for them to serve
Mhm.
the country, and then whoever and those my friends who served already, they they feel good, and they will never forget that. And I got friends who's currently still serving in the military. So shout out
Yes,
to them. But yeah, they those stories, man, it's unbelievable. It's
Oh yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I
definitely.
mean, like I said, I spent 2 tours in Iraq, right? And yeah, we went through it too, where sometimes the missions dragged on for God knows what, but you learn to trust on. Uh, I would. I was telling my dad, and my dad served, but he just surprised me. Uh, the other day, Sunday, he came down to visit, and it was a great visit. And we were talking, and I said, he goes, "Yeah, it's a blessing. You're still, you're still walking." I said, "Yeah, but I wouldn't be here without the 85 guys I served with." And that's just the way it was. It was just, we all had to keep each other alive. We all had to keep each other, and just being around the camaraderie ship is remarkable. Um, and actually, I've had friends that serve, and when the young people ask me, I said, "Hey, um, if you don't fully know what you want to do, and you 17, 18, you're about to graduate high school, I would recommend going in the military if you really want to, but you got to really, really committed to it.
Right.
But it will help you." And the reason I say that is this: you can serve your 4 years or whatever, however long you serve.
Hmm.
They allow you. You can do online courses while you're in the military and get your degrees by the time you get out. If you decide what you want to do, um, there's the GI Bill. There's other ways they help. And there, I had guys who had college debts. They would join the military, and the government would actually cover the. They would pay off the college school, and then but they lose the GI Bill. Um, but there's a lot of different other benefits. But the thing is you really learn to the meaning of brotherhood or sisterhood, the teamwork, the camaraderie. But yeah, I mean, but it is a job, just like when first responders would say it too. Because I've actually had friends. I've talked with a lot of cops.
Yep.
While I do security, and a lot of them are veterans. But those are jobs that aren't just jobs. You have to commit, and you're obligated to respond 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And
before we go any further,
I gotta drop out. Hold on,
oh,
because I got a phone call.
okay. Yeah, I want to give a birthday shout out to our guy Victor Cruz, obviously former New York Giants Super Bowl champion. Happy birthday, Victor Cruz! Enjoy your
Happy
day,
birthday.
man. We had the opportunity to do an event with him in in Neptune. I mean, in the at the Jersey Shore. So, um, enjoy your day, man, and happy birthday, Victor.
Yes, happy birthday, Victor. I know it was John Carlos Stanton's birthday a couple days
Yeah.
ago too. So happy birthday to
Oh,
him.
Justin.
Yes. But I
Yeah,
guess we can transit.
let's transition to sports, and we'll talk about more of this later tonight,
Yes,
guys. But please tune in to later tonight. Um, but
7 p.m.
we got the only one and only Mark to share alongside me. So we
Oh. Mark Teixeira.
Yeah, that is a joke. But but what do you? All right, let's talk about the Yankees all season, and obviously we can start now. Teams can start talking to other players and sign them, but obviously the GM and owner meetings hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen soon here. But what do you think? Okay, how quick do you think the Yankees will have their first signing? Obviously, they re-signed Tim Hill, but like an outside signing or a
Yeah.
trade, do you think the Yankees will make one quickly, or do you think it'll take time for them? And obviously, these Japanese players are starting to get posted too. But just take me to this. Tell everyone, what do you think? Do you think the Yankees will maybe like sign someone aggressively right away, or take their time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends how the other teams kind of move as well. I think we'll hear a lot of rumors coming out of the GM meetings. We've heard rumors already about Tucker,
Yeah,
the Japanese pitcher Satsuma Imai as well. Murakami, we've heard all these rumors. Obviously, you have the 45-day window when some of these Japanese players were posted. You have these Japanese free agents as well as other international free agents, and then you have the regular MLB free agents. But the earliest that I could possibly see the Yankees making a signing or trade, I would say maybe at least in the next 2 weeks, you could see something, possibly like either like a small signing, maybe like a small trade. I know they've already added someone onto the roster. They already filled the first base position, which we can talk about that next. But I think maybe in the next 2 weeks or maybe a little bit later than that, after the GM meetings occur, after the owners' meetings occur, once we can all kind of recalibrate and they can communicate about which free agents they would like to sign, I think we could possibly see something then, something minor or maybe something big. But they have to act soon, of course. I think they have everybody, all the coaches listed on the roster that they need. They have a first base coach now.
yeah. So
And speaking of that, well, yeah, Nathan, what do you know about that?
yeah. So first, before there's a rumor yesterday. I heard that the Mets might consider. There's teams are calling the Mets about Kodai Senga
Yes.
on a buy low trade market. What do you think? Do you think Yankees should take a chance on that or pivot somewhere else?
I think that's an interesting option. I'm surprised that the Mets would give up on him this quickly. I obviously didn't uh, expect that the Mets would be in uh, communication to trade with anybody about Senga, but of course this is the MLB, and uh, if a pitcher has a couple of injuries, and especially if they were worth a high contract, then yeah, I think teams would take on Kodai Senga. But for the Yankees' sake, yeah, it would be cool, but I would rather sign someone from the Japanese market than trade for someone. Senga's already had a couple of injuries.
Mhm.
I don't think he's injury prone. I think it's unfortunate that he's had uh, two leg injuries already. I think they were hamstring injuries that affected him for the past couple of seasons. But he's a good pitcher, no doubt. But I don't think it's the right fit for the Yankees. If the Yankees want to go out, get someone like Satsuma Imai, I think that would be great. If they want to get Akamoto, that would be great too. But definitely, I think Kodai Senga, good pitcher. I don't think the Mets are going to end up trading him. I think these are just rumors. Maybe in the middle of the season at the trade deadline, if he's not pitching particularly well, or if they can get something back for him, I think they would negotiate that more. But not as of right now. I don't think so.
Mhm. Interesting, yeah. Hey, that'd be interesting to see what happens there. But things are looking good for the Yankees because now you're getting all these Japanese pitchers or Japanese players getting posted early, and the
Hmm.
Yankees can do their work right away on them to see whoever they're interested in. I hope it's not Murakami, but I hope it's that pitcher and the Okamoto. Maybe they do some research on both of them. Yeah, Charles, the Yankees want Edwin Diaz, but I don't want Edwin Diaz. I don't think he's a
Hmm.
perfect fit for that. I would rather have Fairbanks, or I would rather have Suarez from the Padres.
Fairbanks Torres, yeah.
I think those are two lockdown eight inning guys, and because Edwin Diaz is like a full time closer, but with even Fairbanks and Suarez, but the one thing with Fairbanks and Suarez, I feel like they can adapt well to the eighth inning. I don't know about Edwin Diaz, but I do think Suarez and Fairbanks get it out to the eighth inning, and if you pair him up with Benhar, wow, what a 1-2 lethal punch that would be in the
Yeah.
eighth inning. And then you can supplement the others um, uh, in the bullpen. But that's gonna be an interesting question to see what they do. But I'm just ecstatic about Tim Hill. I mean, you can't get rid of a guy like that. That guy is a staple in their bullpen, left-handed. It's rare to find those type of left-handers, by the way. Now,
Yeah.
but that can do multiple things. And Sean is back. Yeah, Joe, Sean is back too in the private chat. But yeah. So to our new first base coach, the Yankees surprisingly are staying in house here,
Yeah.
back to back, getting Jake Hurst from AAA. We did work. We cover them in AAA and AA. And my team and I are actually good friends with Dan Ferrito, our new Yankees first base coach. I know the Yankee fans wanted them to go outside of the organization, but I think with the potential lockout coming, maybe they want to play on the safe side for now. Don't Dan is a good coach. We I connected with him at Somerset and Scranton. My team and I became great friends with him. You just have to give him a chance. He's a good leader. Players can relate to him. I think he'll do great as a first base coach for the Yankees. They just have to give them some time. Even with Jake Hurst, I like Jake Hurst. I think he's a good young coach, up and coming coach. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see what Dan does as a first base coach, but I'm happy for him. We reached out to him yesterday to say congrats, and like I said, we're good friends with him, and my team and I will try and get him on the show here eventually. But yeah, so Dan Ferrito, I think he deserves this opportunity. Let's see what he does in the big leagues. But he did a great job with Somerset and Scranton when he was there. So shout out to them.
Yes.
Shout out to him for getting the job, and Jake Hurst. It's just a matter of them showing what they can do.
Okay.
But I think I think there's a reason why they did this in house, back to back in house coaches. Probably for the potential lockout. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's gonna be good to see some young, fresh faces in the Yankees
Oh yeah,
coaching
but
staff.
also,
Yeah. Mhm.
it doesn't surprise me. Um, but it's a blessing. I mean, what I'm saying is this: because Trenton was doing so well in the minor league teams, Trenton and
Well,
Because
the
Somerset's
Rail
great.
Riders, whatever, you know,
Somerset and Scranton, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, Somerset and Scranton, and well, I don't know why I was thinking Trenton, but whatever. The Rail Riders, they were all doing real good.
Now we're part
And
of the draft league is called Trenton.
yeah, so if you got an opportunity to promote some of these minor league coaches up
Yeah.
to the majors, let them shine. I don't see a problem with that. And then, like you said, the lockout. Why would you try and get someone outside if you got people that are inside?
Mhm.
He's
Uh,
Italian. That's a good sign.
Huh?
yeah,
Dan Fiorito. He's Italian at least.
Oh yeah,
That's a good
Italian,
thing.
yeah, yep. We're gonna bring some more chicken parm from. Uh, I'm gonna we're gonna reach out to him again. Uh, yeah, but we became good friends. Like I said, I was saying earlier, my team and I became good friends with him down in Scranton and Somerset, and we're gonna try and get him on the show here for you guys eventually when he's not busy. But he deserves this opportunity. He's a good young coach, along with Jake Hurst. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to see who's going to be the third base coach now, with Luis Rojas potentially gone. So that's going to be interesting to see. Um, but yeah, I'm liking what they're doing, and I think Dan will bring a different side to the game, and he could, like I said, he could relate to the young players, and he has experience. He played himself, uh, so looking forward to seeing him with the big league team. And like I said, we reached out to him yesterday, said congrats, and hopefully we can bring him on here for you guys, so he can tell you more about his story and his journey.
yeah. Also, you know, what are your thoughts? Do you think the Yankees will re-sign Bellinger?
Right now, for me, it's 50-50. I have a
Yeah,
feeling. I have a feeling there's gonna be a market for him, and there's a team that's gonna overpay for him. I just don't see the Yankees doing that.
yeah. But I see him and Tucker probably be one of the first two dominoes to fall in free agency. Um, But yeah, I mean, as much as I would love having Bellinger back, I mean, the other teams might actually sell high on him. Also, we heard, and yesterday afternoon, news broke that Brian Daboll has been fired from the New York Giants.
Yep.
Yes, we'll get into that in a little
Yeah.
bit.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on that, but
Oh yeah, I can give my thoughts on that if you want.
yeah,
First of all, I see Ken in the chat. Ken, thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day. Hope you and your family have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later tonight. You'll be on tonight. Give a lot of your great stories. So thank you for that. But yes, Brian Dable was fired yesterday afternoon. Unfortunately, unfortunate for him. Nathan, you got to meet him in person.
Yeah,
Your
so
season.
we did a football camp with Tommy DeVito. This was way before the season.
Yeah.
When Brian Dable made an appearance. Um, Brian Dable made an appearance to our camp with Tommy, and that was a good thing to see. And he's a great guy. Brian Dable was a great guy. It was great connecting with him. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in New York, but I feel like I hope he gets another opportunity. He's a good coach. And NFL is a business, so. But when we did that, when he came through for a football camp with Tommy, everybody loved him over there. And like I said, great guy, great coach, and I hope he gets another opportunity.
yeah, he'll get swooped up.
He
It might end up
definitely
being
he will.
he'll
He'll
get
get another chance. Someone
yeah
will take him on as an OC or maybe an assistant quarterbacks coach. He'll definitely be hired somewhere. No
yeah
doubt
he'll
about that. But as you guys said, it didn't work out. These past 4 years, he had a great start in 2022. Giants made the playoffs. They went 9-7-1. And ever since that divisional game against the Eagles, where they got blown out 38-7, things just weren't the same. 2023, bad start to the season, 40-0 loss to the Cowboys. They won 6-11. The offensive line was terrible. They allowed 85 sacks, a single season record by a team in history in the NFL, which definitely wasn't good. And then you had the situation after the season with Wink Martindale. He ended up leaving, going to the University of Michigan, being their defensive coordinator. And then 2024, you had the Daniel Jones situation. Obviously, that wasn't good there. They kind of forced him out when he wasn't really the main problem. They blamed him for all their problems, and now they're sitting here in 2025 at 2-8. Definitely, it's not the best thing, obviously, and there are questions: who's going to be their next head coach? I think there's still time to figure all that out. Some early candidates that I could see are Lou Anarumu, defensive coordinator from the Colts, Jesse Minter, DC from the Chargers, maybe potential experienced head coaches like Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
I could see something like that, but maybe Steve Spagnuolo will return too. Who knows? But
yeah
I'll put in. I'm gonna put for you guys. I'll put in Brian Flores in there.
yeah, he
Put it.
just had that lawsuit thing against the Giants.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah that's hard. And Steve Spagnuolo would be great, but he loves being a defensive coordinator.
yeah.
But
Um,
that Steve Spagnuolo would be great, but
he's
he's.
I mean he's a legendary, but he's legendary defensive coordinator,
Mm,
and
Maybe Jeff Hafley. He has
yeah.
connections to the New Jersey area, so
But also there's another guy I wouldn't mind seeing. Um, how about Tony Dungy or
interesting. Okay.
maybe.
even I wouldn't even give Eric Bieniemy another
Yeah,
shot.
he deserves a head coaching job too. Yep.
Mhm.
That's interesting. Yeah, okay.
And then I'll put Bill Cowher in there if he's interested.
Bill
Yeah, Bill
Cowher.
Cowher too.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
There's-
I think I like Jesse Winters. I think he would be a great candidate. Jesse Winters, or
Jesse Minter. Yeah,
sorry, yeah, and then
Mhm.
or Mike McCarthy would be good too. So
Yeah, but I think
definitely.
I just would like to see some of these guys that kind of got snubbed before get another shot.
yeah,
That would be great. That would be great. I think this Giants team, obviously, you need someone who's going to work well. It's Joe Shane. It looks like he's not going anywhere. He's going to be the GM for at least another year. It seems like if Mike Kafka, who's the interim coach, if he does a good job, I can see them keeping him around for another season because you have him and Joe Shane, who have worked together already, and now they work together again. And we'll see what happens. Do they hire an experienced coach? Do they hire a first-time coach? In my opinion, it's either going to be a defensive coach or it's going to be an experienced head coach that's coached already. I don't think they're going to go with another offensive coordinator. They've fired 5 coaches in the last 10 years, which is incredible. They had Tom Coughlin, obviously, which unfortunately didn't end well. Then they had Ben McAdoo, who was the offensive coordinator. They let him go in 2017 in the middle of the season after what happened with Eli Manning. Then they had Pat Shurmur. They fired him after 2019. Then Joe Judge fired him after 2021. And now Brian Dable in the middle of the season. So hopefully they get things turned in the right direction. I hope they can be at least competitive and they can look like a better team under Mike Kafka. But definitely it's going to be important to see what their process looks like in hiring their next head coach, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just interesting. But it was just like normally I thought they were gonna just wait till the season ends or the final 2 games. But
Yeah, the thing was too many blown leads.
yeah, and that's the problem. But Dayball, credit to him. I mean, as many holes as the Giants had, and as many problems that they had injury wise, he was having those boys play. And bringing the energy to the team. So that's a hard task to do, especially when you keep losing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like I said, he'll get another shot. It's going to be interesting though because there's going to be a firestorm of coaches are going to get fired toward the end of the season. And then they're going to have a coaching carousel right after the Super Bowl. So
Yes, they can get a little bit of a head start on that. Definitely. Michael says in the chat, Coughlin got hired by John Mara's father, Wellington Mara. Yep, John Mara has been a disaster as the Giants owner. First of all, I want to wish John Mara well. I know he's going through cancer right now, so I hope his recovery is going well and his health comes first, no doubt. But there are things that you can criticize him for being the Giants owner, but the most important thing is that I know he cares about the fan base. He wants to make the right decision. Sometimes it doesn't seem like he always is, but he's a very loyal owner. He does a lot of things for the team, for the players, which makes them a classy organization. So I know there are things you can criticize him for as far as what the record's been and how they've been doing as a team the past 10 years, which hasn't been good. But we wish him well, and I hope they make the right decision. That's all we can say.
right. Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting though. Because there are a lot of teams that hard, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the interim coach gets kind of the Pierce.
Antonio Pierce, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Antonio Pierce.
that's another one.
And that's another one I think that coach. I wish Oakland would have or not Oakland, but Las Vegas would have given him a little more of a ride. But yeah, Antonio Pierce, he's excellent because he did coach well. The problem is there were a lot of holes, and you come in as an interim, and then you get an offer. You don't know how much long that leash is gonna be.
Yep. See, one of our hosts from the Job on the Mouth show yesterday, we mentioned his name as a potential head coaching candidate for the Giants, Antonio Pierce. He's a great leader.
Yeah.
And players love him, and you can tell that Max Crosby loved him too when he was a coach. But I think the Giants need to find someone that's offensive minded, and I think it also this will give the chance for Kafka because he's interviewed for the last 3 seasons with different teams.
Yeah.
So this is his time to shine to see what he can do as a head coach. Let's see what happens. But I don't think he's a long-term solution for the Giants. I don't think Kafka is the guy, but he'll showcase. This is like a rehearse. What do you call this?
Audition
for
Yeah. It's
it's
almost like an internship. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna just throw you in on an interim basis. See how you handle.
Yeah. So, but I think the Giants should focus on Mike McCarthy, Jesse, And then I'll put one more in there. I think Eric Eric Bemely should be in there.
Emily, okay.
And also
Maybe Jeff Halfley. I would include him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
There's also I would try and get Brian O'Canahan.
From the former Tennessee coach.
Oh, I don't want him. No,
No.
no.
I'm talking about the other guy that was the OC with with
Capo.
Minnesota.
Brian.
Joe Callahan.
Bill.
He was the offensive
Joe
line
Callahan.
coach.
Yeah. One
You
of
mean him?
those guys. Yeah. But I would get a guy that was the OC
Yeah.
with one of those high flying offenses.
Oh, another guy, Clint Kubiak. I would include him
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
He's done a great job. Obviously,
he's an offensive genius.
Gary Kubiak, his father, great coach for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would include him in that list too.
No,
But,
he's an offensive minded coach too, which is good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, you can't always have the legendary offensive minded coaches, but you can have different ones. Also, there's some coaches that are probably available that are off the Shanahan tree.
Shanahan tree. You have the Sean McVay tree.
The
You know,
Andy
people-
Reid tree.
Which one?
The Andy Reid tree.
Andy Reid. Yeah. Mike Kafka.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you got a lot of different ones. I mean, you look at how some of them are doing.
Michael, there's Bill Callahan. He coached. He was a offensive line coach with the
Yes.
Cowboys, and then Bengals, and then Washington. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So the number one key to a successful offense is having a consistent O line.
Yes.
Mhm.
Ken says bring in Spags if you want a real head coach.
I mentioned.
Yeah, if you want a
Spags.
real head coach, Spagnola, he had success as a head coach, as well as he's legendary as a defensive coordinator.
Yes.
But he's always
Ken, I agree with you 100%. I think Spags will change everything in that culture.
I like Spags. I would give him an interview.
And yeah,
I would definitely consider him.
that's really what the Giants need. Yes, somebody that can do offense, but what they really need is somebody that'll go in there and change the culture.
A leader. They need a leader of men, not just a player's coach, but a leader.
Right.
Someone who holds people accountable, and someone who really can come in and change the culture aspect of the team. And you have to look at that like a guy like Liam Cohen is doing right now with the Jaguars. He's been doing a great job.
And then even look at the Bears right now. The coach they got, they're turning that culture around.
Yeah, Ben Johnson's a heck of a coach. I like him.
Yeah.
Coming out of Detroit, offensive minded. What a perfect fit for Caleb Williams. I'm telling you.
But no, but you also notice not just with Caleb Williams, but the whole team is responding to him, and they're changing that culture of clubhouse. Where remember the Chicago for years have been like the purgatory in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Been a dumpster fire for like the last how many years. But now they're playing, and they're all playing sound games. And like you said, Caleb Williams, he's responding really well. Everybody comes out to play, and then you look and see how the clubhouse, how they interact after the game when they win. The whole team wanted the mob Ben Johnson, and they did mob him.
Right.
But that just shows you.
Yes, I wouldn't hire anybody off the Belichick tree. I think that has to be ended right now. I don't want anybody else. I know there's been rumors about Belichick himself. I don't want Belichick. I think time has passed him by. I want a younger coach.
Well, Bill Belichick,
he is struggling big time with North Carolina right now.
Right, yes. But his sons, Steve.
Yeah,
Steve Belichick is a good young head coach.
He's good coach. Yeah,
but no, I mean, you give him a shot, but it's kind of hard because a lot of times he's been coaching alongside his dad. So
he's where he was. I know he was at Washington. I don't know where
he's at North Carolina too, I think.
Yeah, he's at North Carolina now, but I remember he was with the Patriots. He's an assistant coach to his dad with the Patriots. And a lot of his coaching, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it's kind of hard to be like, are we getting Steve or are we getting Bill?
I think everybody who comes from that tree, they try to be like Bill Belichick, but then they don't have the pedigree or the results.
Yeah. Well, it was similar with I mean, and remember Bill Belichick, he was an assistant to Bill Parcells.
Mhm.
Yes, defensive coordinator.
Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of hard because it's like, man, all right, y'all came from similar, yeah, and it's just similar styles, and I think the league has kind of gotten away from the Bill Belichick style.
Hmm.
Um,
Ken, that would never happen.
Oh, I would love that to happen, but unfortunately,
what did he say?
He said the Chiefs are trading Andy Reid and Patrick Holmes to the Giants.
uh,
Jason, no, I don't think Robert Saleh would be a perfect fit for the Giants. No way.
Salah, no, I wouldn't do
Salah
that.
Salah's a defensive mind. He struggles when it offensive game plans, but he's an excellent defensive coordinator.
Oh, when he was with the Jets, their defense was fantastic,
Mhm.
definitely. But he needs a great offensive-minded offensive
Oh,
coordinator to be
I
there
got
with
some
him.
news here real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Not breaking news yet, but it's the Bo Bichette market is starting to heat up. John Morosi said, can confirm Bo Bichette has received interest from multiple teams who view him as a second baseman and a third baseman due to the presence of established shortstop on these rosters. Further evidence that the World Series are argumented his value in the marketplace.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still see the Blue Jays re-signing him. I don't, but I could be wrong. But I mean, because I would. Boba Shed has been like the sidekick for Vlad the whole time.
Mhm.
Not the only one, but you know what I mean. It came up together, kind of built the core. And if the Blue Jays were to walk, were to let Boba Shed walk, what would that really say?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
know he's
think.
been injury prone, but it's kind of like Blue Jays. Your identity is you develop them, you draft them, you develop them, and you build a cornerstone around your homegrown guys.
Right. No, I think it helps the Blue Jays that there's not totally a huge market for the shortstops out there this year. Obviously, Bichette is the big guy, but um, definitely, I
It's
think the Blue
interesting
Jays
that
can
the
keep.
it's interesting that the teams view him as a second baseman and third baseman, though.
Yeah, well, and then
That
remember,
is, it's
and a
interesting. Yeah.
lot of fans wanted the Yankees to replace Volpe with Bo Bichette. What does that really say?
Yeah,
I mean, they have Andres Jimenez who can, really play anywhere.
Right.
Um, but obviously, I think Bo Bichette should be a priority for them.
hmm
He came up
Yeah.
with Vlad and two great players on that team that should be long-term pieces.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is with both. I mean, with the Yankees, we got Jose Caballero. Let's see what we give him a real shot. At,
I think. Do you think there's going to be another infielder added to the Yankees roster during free agency or trade? What do you guys think about that?
I think my gut's telling me we're gonna get Okamoto.
mm.
Okay.
I think we're not gonna go for a big superstar. Uh, because I mean we got a pretty much set infield, and there's like you said, the shortstop market isn't doing too much. And the infield, other than first base, what
You need a
else? What
leadoff
are we?
hitter too.
Yeah,
First
so we
baseman
need a
leadoff.
first baseman, which I would think we would get Naylor. I think we would go all in for Naylor, and we'd go all in for we'd get Okamoto, and
Yeah,
that'd be at least two to help the infield because we already got Kepler. Also, I wouldn't mind if we got Rosario on a short
Yes.
term deal.
Yes.
Um, but those three. But I think we're gonna focus on the outfield, and we're gonna focus on first base.
yeah. I think I don't see. I don't see him signing. I don't see him signing a star infielder. I think Rosario's in the books for them to bring him back, and I agree with Sean. I think Okamoto would be a nice fit for the Yankees, and even like I said, I like Josh Naylor. I like that move. I think he would bring, especially for Yankee Stadium. I think his bat fits. You should see. I imagine him in the Yankee Stadium hitting 50 plus home runs as a first baseman. That'd be cool to see. Um,
behind
Obviously,
Aaron Judge too.
yeah, Aaron Judge, yeah,
Yeah.
Oda, and then I would throw in that pitcher. Um, what's that pitcher's name?
Imai,
The one that just got posted.
Satsuma
Imai.
Yeah, I
Imai,
would
yeah.
throw him, and then also Imamaga as potential.
Yep.
But my dream thing is Paul Skeens. Bring me
Paul
Paul.
Skeens, let's get him here.
But
Paul Skeens, but that's another thing. Hopefully, they can revisit those conversations. But Lou, I saw you. I forgot to answer that, but I don't see them signing Tucker. I don't see the Yankees signing Tucker.
no,
I think
I
Tucker.
don't.
I think he's going to go to the Dodgers, or he's going to stay in. I think he stays in Chicago. I think Chicago Cubs finds a way. But I think you know what his mark. I think I predict that he. I think the Dodgers will be interested. I don't know, but let's see.
Yeah.
I think he goes to the Dodgers. Giants. I put in there. Um, I throw in. You know what? I'll throw in the. Um, you know what? I think this is the A's time to shine. I'll put in the A's in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think if they need a spicy move, what a wait if you can get Kyle Tucker and they're moving to Vegas soon, and also they have a great young team. Kurtz obviously just won Rookie of the Year.
The Kurtz,
Congrats to Kurtz. That team is young. Their young players are starting to develop the right way.
Oh yeah.
I think they're
And they
heading
got
in the right direction. I don't know. I don't know if Kyle Tucker would consider it, but obviously if it's about money, then he'll go.
Yeah.
But if he wants to win championships, I think it's going to be the Dodgers or some other team, or whoever's closer to winning. But if it's about the money, maybe building his own legacy, maybe he goes to the A's. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a market for him.
yeah.
Wait, Jim, please.
Framber Valdez.
That'd be
But
good for them. Yeah.
that would be a crazy move. But I wanted to give a shout out to Ken because he really kind of turned me on to the whole Josh Naylor, being a good fit. The Yankees. But yeah, if that's probably one of the only superstar signings I would see the Yankees going for, him or Bellinger. But I don't see it. I see them filling the holes this offseason that we need, but with role play, we'll figure out a way. But I just see Howland and Cashman being aggressive this winter. But yeah, I just don't see Kyle Tucker as much as that would be crazy, like an empire move if we managed to get Kyle Tucker. But that would eat up too much money to fill in all the other holes. And Kyle Tucker would only fill in 2 holes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you guys think as time goes on, Trent Grisham would accept the qualifying offer?
He may.
He may, yeah. I guess the longer the market goes, and if no team is offering him a deal, I think he goes back to the Yankees.
Yeah.
But I still think he's going to go to the Mets.
Yeah.
I think he's down with the Mets.
I see a team offering him 4 or 5 year deal.
Yeah, I think he wants that.
At like 15, 16. So, it's kind of like, what you want, 22 million for 1 year. But then after the lockout, you're looking for a new team. Or you're going to go sign a 4-year, 5-year deal for 15 mil per year.
Yeah, he definitely has options. He has that deadline to accept the offer, and then he can negotiate with different teams about a long-term contract, getting some stability, getting what he's worth. As personally, he's a good player. I think he's a good player. He's not a leadoff guy full time. He should be a little bit lower in the lineup if he wants to get that stability in the contract. But definitely a team that needs an outfielder. I think they'll be willing to pay him definitely for longer than 1 year, for sure.
But yeah, it's been amazing. But yeah, what we're talking. Oh, and then you think we're gonna get any big news during the GM meet? I mean, the GM meetings are already started, but during the winter meetings.
I think so. I think we'll see. as Joe mentioned in the chat, November 18th is the deadline to accept the qualifying offer. So
Agreed.
next Tuesday, it's already here. But as far as the GM meetings, I can see maybe the Yankees making a minor move. I think a lot of rumors will come out about some of the Japanese players that were posted. Maybe some other small free agent signings. Maybe some rumors about trades. I don't see them actually doing something until as we get closer to December. But I think I think there will be a lot of internal decisions that will be made beforehand because it always seems like the Yankees have a plan in the offseason, at least for when it starts. And then they kind of just, stop making moves after the initial wave of acquisitions. But they need to have a plan. They need to get depth this offseason. They can't just rely on the players that they had last year and, call it an offseason. They have to be aggressive. Obviously, there have been reports about how lowering the payroll, which I think we all expected pretty much. He doesn't want to go over the Cohen tax too much. But yet again, you have to be smart with who you sign and who you trade for. And, I think that Cashman does do a good job of valuing his trades, getting them at the right price. And if they're not worth it, then, he'll just let them go at the end of the season, or he'll trade them for something at the trade deadline and get something back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some big trades go on.
Yeah. I think around the winter meetings, the GM meetings, owner meetings, you'll see a lot of some moves happen. But my team and I are still working on getting people to the winter meetings, hopefully. So we'll keep you guys posted. We're trying to bring some of our crew out, Job in the mouth, and maybe some of you guys. So hopefully that happens. But but I think we can start seeing moves after the GM and GM and owner meetings. That's when because they get everything ready, and then maybe you can see finalizing moves at the winter meetings. So.
Yep. Well, we know the Mets are going to be aggressive this offseason. The Mets are going to definitely look for pitching. They're going to look for bullpen hope after losing Diaz and Helsley. Pete Alonso, I think. What do you guys think about Pete Alonso? Do you think he would be a fit for the Yankees or somewhere else?
Somewhere else. I think Pete Alonso, after getting lowballed by the Mets last year, he's gonna end up going somewhere else. Because he did a lot for the Mets. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see him as a Cub or or even the Mariners.
You know what? I'll put the Giants in there, San Francisco Giants.
Yep, that's another area too. But yeah, I see him mostly staying in the NL. But I don't see because the Mets lowballed him last year, so I don't see him sticking around for the hometown discount.
Right. If the Cardinals trade Donovan, I think they could be in on Alonso to free up some salary there. I think the Padres could be interested. I think the Cubs could be interested. There are a lot of teams. It's just hard to see him getting a long-term contract because I feel like last year was his best year, and he didn't get what he wanted. And now this year he had a good first half of the season, and then it kind of got away from him in the second half of the year. So
yeah, but I mean, remember this guy hit 53 homers a rookie year.
Yeah, that was
And
2019.
he's been pretty much a kind of a one-dimensional hitter. Like he's been mainly a slugger, big bat, but he doesn't stay consistently high average, and slug a lot. And I mean, some teams are shying away from that. They want their hitters. I know they like a lot of the home runs, but they want guys that are going to have a consistent slash line.
Yep. Definitely. Let's see. Thank you guys in the chat today. You guys have been great. Let's see. Michael says if Grisham accepts the qualifying offer, I see almost no chance the Yankees will re-sign Bellinger. Yeah, possibly. It looks like he's wanted more money recently, or at least over $30 million. So if they do sign Grisham, I could see them letting go of Bellinger.
But
But they
for the
need to, yeah.
no, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say like they need to make a decision on Dominguez and Spencer Jones.
Yeah.
They really need to decide on that. That's important. Play these guys, give them a chance.
And if they're not going to give him a chance, package him for someone that I mean for Paul Skeens. Like, come on, like
Yeah.
they were willing to go Spencer Jones and Lombard for Paul Skeens. So I hope they revisit that. Yeah, I really want Paul Skeens on New York Yankee, and you know why? Who else I want with Libby Don here in New York. So hopefully Cashman can make this happen because Paul Skeens would be make this rotation even better and help the team out. So hoping that happens. So they have to decide on the outfielders, man, because give them a chance or not, or trade them because you cannot hold them forever. They're gonna ruin the value of these two players. But to Alonso thing, I wouldn't discount the Yankees in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that we need a left-handed lineup, but Josh Naylor would be nice. Would be a perfect fit, like Sean said. But I wouldn't be surprised if Alonso comes up in the discussions here. But my only question is, why sign him now if you had the opportunity to sign him last year, and now they're gonna all of a sudden be interested? I mean, all of a sudden be aggressive on him. And that's the thing I don't get. But
Yeah, we had a shot last year.
yeah.
But we chose Paul Goldschmidt, who is fine.
Yeah, he's from them, but I mean,
Decent. Yeah.
But
But
Jason,
we,
your brother, Evan, your brother he thinks he goes to Boston.
That could be very realistic. Yeah.
wouldn't
With
that be
Tristan Casas
something?
being hurt for them.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be something though? But no, yeah, Pete Alonso. I don't know what his market's really gonna be because a lot of teams weren't really interested in him last year, and the Mets lowballed him. But yeah, you know, it's kind of like where are you gonna put him at? But and the problem with Alonso that's been in it is it's been subpar defense at first.
Hmm.
It's,
I mean,
it's
he's
kind
been a
of
good defender.
yeah. I mean, good or decent, whatever he get by. But it's kind of like first
Inconsistent.
base. Yeah, first base and third base. You want a guy that's gonna be sound defensively, or in excellent and consistent. You know, and then yeah, you want some production from those two corners. But would you rather have a defensive guru at first base, or a slugger with no defense?
I
uh,
want a contact guy that
yeah.
plays good defense. That's who I want.
So Josh Naylor is that guy.
Right. See, I would take Josh Naylor because, like Nathan said, Josh Naylor is an all-around guy. He
And
is a slugger.
and
He's a
plus
contact guy.
and plus, his defense is a little better than Alonso, I think. Yeah.
Right. No, yeah, and Josh Naylor. I mean, you see how fast that guy is as a big guy, and how he can play athletically at first base. Um, I mean, I saw him in Cleveland. You see the plays he makes, defensively. But yeah, he's a contact guy, high average, and he can smash that ball.
Yes, there was also another opt out the other day. Jorge Polanco.
Mm-hmm.
Jorge Polanco opted out. Obviously, he was great in the postseason for the
That'd be
Mariners.
that'd be a good potential candidate right there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he'd be a good utility guy.
Yep. They have to jump on one of these guys, whether it's Rosario, whether it's Polanco. You need to get one of these guys in here. It will help your team so much. They bring so much value to the table, not only defensively, but they help you in your lineup, providing good contact. With the slugger that the Yankees have, they need a balance, contact and power. That's what they need to do this offseason.
Right.
We'll discuss that a lot more later on, but we've got an hour and 15 minutes here. I think we're going to end it here. We have a big show tonight.
Yep.
The Veterans Show, Ken, Sean, and a lot of other people, a lot of other guests that Nathan's brought on the show, and a lot of other people that Joe knows, and as well as from the chat, maybe Wendy will come up and Real Bill. Charles as well. So we appreciate everything you guys do. Once again, happy Veterans Day. We'll go into some final thoughts. So we'll have Nathan go first for his final thoughts.
Oh wow, thank you. I'm finally first. Okay. But no, all seriousness though, shout out to everyone in the chat for the continued support. You guys are the best. We do it for you guys. Stay tuned. My team and I are working on more special guests for tonight. Happy birthday to Victor Cruz. I want to give a shout out to Victor Cruz and
Shout out, Victor.
and I want to say thank you for our service to all the veterans that we know, all my friends that served the country or are currently serving the country. Nate Boyer, a whole bunch of people I want to give a thanks to. Yogi Berra, obviously the late Yogi Berra, and also to all my friends who served and currently serving. So, and also thank you, Sean. Thank you, Ken, for the service, man. You guys deserve it. This is your day. And guys, I'm really looking forward to tonight's show. Like I said, I'll be live at an event with Kayvon Thibodeau from the Giants, but I'll see if I can get Kayvon Thibodeau on here for a little bit, depending on time. So let's see. But please tune in tonight. It's gonna be a fun show. Get your questions ready. Ask any questions, and you're gonna see tons of people coming up and down tonight. So this will be fun, and great job, Sean and Evan, on this morning stream. And let's go Yankees. Let's go Knicks. Rangers won last night too, so
He did. Yep.
let's keep that up. But there you go.
And we have Sean,
Yeah,
our main guy today.
let's go, Sean.
But yeah, guys, it's a lot of things. It's fun. Shout out to all the veterans, my fellow veterans. Shout out to the families, the Gold Star families. It's your day too. But yeah. Wendy, if you reach out to Joe if you want to come on tonight, we'd be more than happy to have you. But yeah, and also I want to say this, guys, enjoy today, Veterans Day. Make sure you reach out to any veterans any first responders, anybody, and just tell them thank you, and reach out to these people. Take a little time. Let them know you appreciate it. And then, like you said, if you come across any of the active duty service members, let them know. Thanks. Reach out to them. And just that little show of gratitude goes a long ways. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of interesting events going on, but we're gonna have a lot of stars tonight. So come on back around at 7 p.m. and we're gonna have a wild time on the show tonight.
7 p.m. 7 p.m. tonight, guys. Don't miss it. Remember to subscribe to all of our platforms. It's in Sports Rush, Jabba in the Mouth. Chef Nick as well does a great job posting pictures on Instagram.
Yep.
And we have a lot of fun stuff planned for you guys. I just wanted to give a reminder that any donations from Super Chats, memberships tonight will be given to Tunnels to Towers Foundation as well as to the Red Cross. So we thank them for that and everything that they do. With that, we will see you guys later tonight, 7 p.m. Hopefully I can come on. I know I have a class, but I'll hopefully be able to come on afterward for a little bit of time. But that's up to Joe. So we'll see. But thank you guys. Enjoy tonight's show. Nathan, Sean, you guys are the best. Thank you. And we'll see you guys later tonight. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
All right, see you guys. Thank you guys. Shout out to everyone.